Brock wins, that's cool. I'd love to face Brock in front of a huge crowd instead of nobody like last time. But like you mentioned, it would feel pretty good to be the guy that took down Roman after this incredible reign he's had.
Going back inside the ring, day one again coming up here. The big match that I think a lot of people are going to be looking at, obviously, is Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, which is a match. I know you said you're not rushing into it, but obviously this is something you're going to keep your eye on. Is there a part of Drew McIntyre who's rooting for Roman to win this match because you want to be the guy to take the belt off of him, or does Drew McIntyre kind of look at this equation and go, "Well, I've beaten Brock before. I know I can do it again"?
Ooh, I'm kind of torn. Just like everyone else, I'm looking forward to this match. Brock's came back, obviously, reinvigorated. He's got that badass ponytail of his going on, the whole farmer outfit and the big smile, which is even more terrifying somehow than he was in the past. And obviously, Roman is operating at a different level right now, but he's got the bloodline around him, and he's proven against Drew McIntyre and many others that he's willing to do whatever it takes to keep hold of that Universal Championship. So, yeah, I'm not exactly picking sides. Brock wins, that's cool. I'd love to face Brock in front of a huge crowd instead of nobody like last time. But like you mentioned, it would feel pretty good to be the guy that took down Roman after this incredible reign he's had.
So safe to say you're a fan of Canadian alpha male Brock Lesnar, just a different side that we've seen before.
So entertaining, but just when he smiles and he's wearing his overalls or whatever, it's just somehow more terrifying than just standing there being big and silent as Heyman did his talking for him. He's just coming out, he's having a good time, and what makes Brock happy is just beating people off.
And I think the thing about this character that a lot of people love so much, or this side of Brock that we're seeing, is like we get to see him kind of interact with people that we wouldn't necessarily say. Him and Sami Zayn. I mean, that is just absolute money, playing out on SmackDown, and it's great to see him be able to show that side of himself. I almost feel robbed. Like, I've always loved the interactions between Brock and Heyman does such a great job, but I feel like, man, it's taken us this long to get this Brock Lesnar. I almost feel robbed that it's taken this long to get to this.
Yeah, but now we're getting it now, which is cool, and it's just all part of the Lesnar journey and the Lesnar character arc that, he had this all along, and he showed that serious side, and people loved it at times, they hated it at times, and now they're getting a chance to see, a little bit that Brock didn't like to get revealed, that he can be a funny guy, he can be a nice guy, and he kind of kept that hidden as part of his presentation for years. He didn't want the world to know that. Now he's letting them in a little bit, what he's actually like, and he's genuinely terrifying and a badass, but he also can be a good guy, and he can be highly entertaining, and you get an entertaining character like Sami, and you put it with Brock, with what he's showing right now, it's just great TV.
This has obviously been a big year for wrestling news. Brock returning at SummerSlam this year, part of that. Unfortunately, a large amount of this has been bad news this year, but I think a lot of people were really, really excited with the news recently that Kevin Owens had re-signed with WWE on a long-term deal. This is a guy you haven't shared the ring with too terribly much in WWE, but now it seems, as though there's going to be plenty of time for you two to have a meaningful interaction with each other down the line. You're on some brands right now, but thoughts on Kevin Owens kind of re-signing with WWE, and how much does that mean to the locker room to see a guy like that stick around for a while?
Yeah, that's awesome. That Kevin's going to be around for a few more years. He's somebody that, it's obvious how good he is at his job just watching the show, but, he's somebody who's a bit of a leader backstage as well. He's always helping where he can, giving advice, and where he can, especially to some of the girls. So I'm excited to see him stick around, personally, because we have had a couple of matches. Both of those matches were great, but I would love to get in a significant storyline with them where we can really have a back and forth. He's really quick on the mic, really quick thinking, likes to ad-lib a lot out there, which I love doing as well. And I feel like together our characters could do something interesting, create a compelling storyline. And I know already how good the match would be just from our previous encounters.
Yeah, and it could happen sooner rather than later. Royal Rumble's coming up. Kevin could be WWE champion. You could win the Royal Rumble for the second time. That's always a possibility. Are you looking forward to getting back in the Rumble match this year? Last year you had that match with Goldberg, which I know had to be a bucket list item for you. But you didn't get a chance to defend your crown inside the Royal Rumble. You looking back to getting that coming here soon?
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to Royal Rumble, and by the looks of things, I'll actually be involved with it. I don't want to just assume, because I assumed I'd be in the, let me get this right, Black Friday Invitational Battle Royal from Hell, brother. And I wasn't in that, so I wouldn't just assume, but I'd like to think I'll be in the Royal Rumble and get a chance to win the big one again. And then whoever the higher powers are that prevented me from these big opportunities won't be able to prevent me from fighting for the title if I win the Royal Rumble.
Who's somebody that you would like to see as a surprise return or a surprise entrant? That's one of the things that makes the Royal Rumble special. Who's somebody that Drew McIntyre's in the ring, the 10 count counts down to nothing, you hear the buzzer, and then the music hits? Who's somebody you'd like to see show up?
My goodness, who's left to show up that's not signed elsewhere? Yeah. Let's just play fantasy world then, since I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. I mean, Austin still looks in great shape. He still works out, keeps himself, looking great. Just if he came out, just started stunning a few people, got carried away with a few beers, then I dumped him over. That'd be a great time.
Oh, that would be really, really good. But that's coming up down the line. We're officially, almost officially on the road to WrestleMania. I guess day one would be the start for that. Tickets are obviously on sale now. Stupendous 2-night event in Dallas this year. So this is going to run after Christmas. So if you forgot to get somebody, something for Christmas, you can get them WrestleMania tickets. That'd be a great way to make up for it, especially if you're a wrestling fan. Drew, always a great time. I've kept you for 20 minutes now. I appreciate it. I could ask more questions, but I'm sure we'll do this again down the line, good sir.
We'll absolutely do this again. I appreciate your time, buddy. You can get those tickets for Mania on SeatGeek.com.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I forgot it was my Bobby Heenan shirt. I just saw myself on the screen. Get yourself a nice Bobby Heenan shirt. I don't know where they're available. I just stole one from the building the other week because they had them backstage and they were awesome. So, yeah.
Oh, also, and while you're at it, if shop.com, get yourself one of those Drew McIntyre Christmas sweaters that Vic Joseph was rocking.
Yes, NXT. Vic sported it there. Yeah, you see the back and forth with Wade and I tried to get funny for a second. So then, if there was a girl sleeping behind him, and he tried to be hilarious to say revolting my shirt was, forgetting that I'm always going to win the back and forth awards with old Wade and I have I'm surprised. I can't last 2 minutes without passing out. Never mind 2 hours. The girl's literally sleeping behind him. Used that picture to get him back. It's pretty funny.
Just real quick, bringing up NXT. I know last question, I swear. Bringing up NXT. We've seen, Matt Riddle go back. We've seen AJ Styles show up there. You're an NXT alum. Is there somebody that's kind of caught your eye in NXT 2.0 that would make, Drew McIntyre want to show up and, be that alumnus that shows up for an episode and square off with somebody?
Yeah, I mean, I've been following the show and very excited to see a lot of people stepping up, getting opportunities. The Diamond Mine, I've seen Roderick Strong getting the chance to be a leader is really cool. The Toxic Attraction, Mandy really stepping up as a leader. They're doing great. And I think I kind of mentioned this to my wife last night. So we had NXT on in the gym. We're working out, and she'd said to me when she saw AJ on the screen, you think you'll end up showing up? Because Riddle was there, then AJ was there, and I was trying to think, who logical would I come out to do something with? And I went, maybe Braun. We spent some time in Europe. I got a chance to see him up close, to see his attitude, his work ethic, and very impressed. And if he just keeps doing what he's doing, keeps his feet on the ground, he's going to be a future main event player for us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Drew, I'm not going to take up any more of your time, I promise. Have a great holiday season, man. Good luck at day one, and we'll talk again in 2022.
Appreciate you, buddy. I'll see you very, very soon. Happy holidays.
Yes, you too.
Take care, bud.